What's good, everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com. Well, it is official. I'm back in Vegas, and well, the new year is upon us. This is officially the last time we'll be on this couch in 2012. So I wanted to change it up a little bit rather than reviewing another new release. And as you've probably seen from my recent reviews, they've all been pretty crappy movies. I wanted to do a throwback release to one of my all-time favorite flicks and kind of give a breakdown of that instead of a brand new movie. So I wanted to do Rounders, but since Rounders was the very first movie I ever reviewed back in, I believe, September of 2010 was when I first started this segment, I wasn't able to do that, though I probably could review it. Maybe I'll do it at like my 5-year anniversary of the website. I'll re-review it or review it every 5 years or something. But since I couldn't do that, I wanted to go with one of my absolute favorite comedies. In fact, it probably is my favorite comedy. I've watched it more than any other comedy, and quite possibly any other movie other than Rounders. For a very long time, it was my go-to movie whether I wanted just some background noise or a friend came over or somebody hadn't seen it, we had to throw it in. So I'm speaking of the second Guy Ritchie directorial written movie, that of Snatch. Also starring Jason Statham, as well as one of the best ensemble casts ever. And I'm just going to list them all, because I know I'm going to forget somebody if I go off of memory. So, Benicio del Toro, Dennis Farina, who's awesome in person, Vinnie Jones, who's even more awesome in person, Brad Pitt, Roddy Sherbajinga, sorry, Alan Ford playing one of the most demonic characters in the history of movies, that of Bricktop, Mike Reed, Robbie G, Lenny James, who's been playing a lot of movies lately. We're doing really well with it. Ewan Bremer, Jason Fleming, Ade, William Beck, Andy Beckwith, Jason, what is this? I already said Jason Statham. Sorry. Jason Buckham, and not most importantly, but I want to make sure I give Tommy some props. Stephen Graham, who's reprised or who has been playing the role of Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire and is absolutely awesome as it. He also was really good in Band of Brothers, so I really like Stephen Graham, as well as a ton of other small characters that all work together to make an amazing movie. So, for those who don't know, who haven't really followed much of Guy Ritchie broke onto the movie scene with Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, which is very similar to Snatch, as all of his movies are rather similar, with the exception of Revolver, which wasn't very good. But they're all crime dramas. They're all multiple storylines kind of working together. And finally, when the climax culminates, inevitably everybody's intermixed without realizing it. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels was a great movie in its own right. Had a very, very cool, low budget feel, because it was. Jason Statham was awesome. Everybody was great in it. But I like Snatch more. I just feel everything about Snatch is just a little better. From the acting, to the cast, to the writing, to the action, everything about it, in my opinion, is just a little bit better. And while I still think Lock, Stock is a great movie, though it's not actually my second favorite Guy Ritchie movie. Everybody has the argument of which one's the best one. Lock, Stock, or Snatch, Snatch or Lock, Stock. To me, it's Snatch. And to me, my second favorite, and I don't know why I love it so much, is Rock and Rollin'. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love Rock and Rollin'. Then I would go with Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. But no need to list his movies. Let's focus on Snatch. So, Snatch follows the life of Turkish and Tommy. Turkish is a general hustler in the mid-level, played by Jason Statham, specifically a boxing promoter, but he dabbles in all kinds of other things, from illegal gambling to taking books to running a casino, all kinds of other stuff. And Tommy is his right-hand man, really, who get mixed up in owing a horrible, awful person, that of Bricktop, played by Alan Ford, when there's an issue with a boxing match, a bare knuckle boxing match that they're trying to promote, through which then leads to a chance encounter with a group of pikeys, which is what the British call gypsies. For the record, they are not parkies. People often call them parkies. They're not parkies, they're pikeys, because they live off the turnpike. Just so people know. And the funny thing about Brad Pitt playing a pikey is, well, there was two things that I wondered about it. One, he was really nervous about playing a boxer because Fight Club had just gotten done wrapping, and he didn't want to play two roles so similar, but he actually agreed to it because he wanted to work with Guy Ritchie so badly. And secondly, when Guy Ritchie found that he really couldn't do a British accent, that's when he had him be a gypsy, because they have just a crazy accent that nobody in the movie could understand. Which then leads into another level of evil deeds around a jewel heist, which leads to another level of the jewel heist being set up, which leads to another level of the people who are going to be doing the setup. I mean, it just, there's no way for me to properly explain the intricacies of the movie without you seeing it. And even if I try to, I'm going to miss so many parts, it's not even going to be fair to you. So all I can say is that if you have not seen Snatch, go watch it, please. Every nuance and every storyline and how it interweaves just gets better than the next, or than the last, I'm sorry. And each time you watch the movie, it gets better, because you notice certain things you didn't catch the first time, partly because a lot of the characters do have very thick accents, and even having lived in England for the better part of a year, there's still some certain accents, you know, whether it be Liverpool or Manchester or what, there's certain accents you just never quite get that used to. But regardless, it's one of those movies that you want to watch multiple times. Not because you missed things, but everything is just so well done, from the soundtrack to the filming to the writing. You want to watch it again, honestly. And even knowing what's going to happen and the twists and turns as they come, you still want to see it. You know, it's almost like hearing a joke multiple times, and it's so funny that it still makes you laugh, even though you know what the payoff's going to be. That's how this is. You know what these jokes are going to be. You know what the dialogue's going to be. You know what the next scene is. But it's so well done, I still crack up from it. I mean, incessantly. It is truly one of the funniest movies ever created. Ever created. I mean, without a doubt. So, definitely see it. One other kind of funny aside is all of the you'll see the characters, but Saul and Vincent, as well as Tyrone, which the whole bit of the three of them in the car and the back and forth banter between the three of them, especially when Tyrone's attempting to park the car, is, I mean, I could just think about it and just say, I could say to my cousin, "Too tight, Tyrone," and we'll both just start cracking up. I mean, it's so well done. One funny thing about that is all of the crimes that Tyrone and, well, more specifically Saul and Vincent get involved in actually were all true. They were all real crimes that Guy Ritchie worked into the movie itself. So, at the end of the day, seriously, if you haven't seen Snatch, I don't know why, but go watch it. It's obviously a movie you got to pay attention to, especially if you're not that familiar with British accents. So don't do it while you're, you know, doing something else, this is a movie you want to watch. This is not a movie that you want to have on them in the background for background noise. This is a true 5-star movie to me, from all facets of of movie making. Like I said, from directorship to the writing, to everything, the casting, the acting. In my opinion, this is pretty much as good of a comedy as you can get. Even better than The Hangover, which I also love and think it's a great comedy. But this is, in my opinion, the best comedy, at least that I can think of. I know there's some other ones that I do love, like The Hangover, like 40-Year-Old Virgin. I don't know, tons. I loved Wedding Crashers for a while. Even the new one that just came out recently, that of God, what's it called? The new Wes Anderson flick, Moonrise Kingdom, was great. Really, really funny. But this is just on the next level. Plus, it's at staying power. I have seen it probably 50 times, maybe more than that. And I would say I watch it at least 10 times a year, at least. So it might even be more than 50 times. It's one of those, I would say I watch it once a month. Maybe not as much since I moved out to Vegas, but when I lived in Arizona, it was at least once a month. So to me, it is a true 5-star comedy. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like Snatch? Do you love Snatch? Do you hate Snatch? Another funny aside, not too much of a spoiler, but only one time in the entire movie is the word snatch actually used. And it is in regard to the dog when they're letting it play with the toy. It says, "Don't snatch it." That is the only time through the entire movie. Just another little funny aside, little piece of trivia there. So, once again, I am Matthew Maley. This is MatthewMaley.com. And there you have it. The last weekly movie review for 2012. It is, well, the year is almost up. Almost up. So, thank you guys very much for checking out my videos as always. There you have my final best review of Snatch. Let me know what you guys think of the movie, of Guy Ritchie in general, of the other Guy Ritchie films. Where do you feel it stacks up? And as always, thank you guys for checking out my videos. So, I am Matthew Maley. This is MatthewMaley.com. Check out the rest of my videos on MatthewMaley.com. Check out the current video blog tab, or check out the previous video blog entries as well. You can also check me out on YouTube if you'd like. And you don't want to check me out on MatthewMaley.com, that's cool too. I don't mind. But check me out on YouTube. Just search for Matthew Maley Poker. You can like the page. You can comment on the video. You can subscribe to my channel. All that. Also, you can check me out up on Facebook. I post all my videos on there. So search for Matthew Maley Poker. You can also check me out on Twitter. I am at Matthew Maley. And finally, I am on Instagram at Matthew Maley Poker. So check me out on there and check out all my pictures. So I'm signing off, y'all. Hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Hope everybody has a great New Year's Eve, all that. Do not drink and drive. Don't be stupid. Please. Of course, I'm going to do another video on New Year's Eve, but got to get that out there first. Don't do drugs and drive. Don't drink and drive. And if you're going to drink or do drugs, know your limits. Don't make an ass out of yourself, and don't die. Seriously, it's a time for celebration, not death. 2013 is going to be a great year for yours truly, so you want to make sure you're around for that. At least I want to make sure I am. So you guys should be too. So, I'm signing off. I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out, y'all.